It's just a magical landscape, and experiencing that landscape without a lot of people, it really does give you that sense of adventure and sense of wildness that's really hard to experience in a lot of other places in the country. My name is Eric Leidecker. I'm owner-operator of Sawtooth Mountain Guides. In the summertime, we specialize in rock climbing and mountaineering, alpine climbs, hiking and backpacking. And we operate in the Sawtooth Mountains and in the mountains surrounding the Ketchum-Sun Valley area as well. I grew up in the Ketchum-Sun Valley area and first came up into the Sawtooths when I was just a kid. And my parents kind of dragged my brother and I around these mountains on hikes and that kind of thing, and sort of taught myself to climb when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And so, I've grown up in these mountains and had a chance to work and guide all over the world. And every time I come back to the Sawtooths, it just strikes me how lucky we are to have such a dramatic and spectacular range right here in our own backyard. Climbing in the Sawtooths has always been about exploration. We don't have a guidebook for the range, and so it's when you go climbing here, it really does feel like you're out there, and the mountains are, in a relative sense, less heavily visited for sure. And so the climbing still has a real component of exploration to it. For the rock climbing programs that Sawtooth Mountain Guides offers, we have a full spectrum of opportunities, from folks that have never been climbing before at all the way up through experienced folks that maybe want to push themselves on some harder routes. We have half-day programs and full-day programs and overnight programs. Our standard kind of one-day climbing program is where we take the boat across Redfish Lake and go for a short hike up to the Super Slabs, which is a huge granite apron, and the routes there are low-angle friction climbs, so they're really accessible and not intimidating. And it's really possible for somebody that has never done any climbing before to do a long multi-pitch route surrounded by the craggy peaks of the Sawtooths. The Elephant's Perch is kind of Idaho's premier sort of big wall. It's about 1,500 feet high. It's just beautiful, beautiful red granite. There's probably 25 to 30 different routes on it. And the Mountaineers route's the one that we climb most often. It can basically be done in somewhere between 3/4 and a full day on the rock. And it's generally accessible by climbers that have a little bit of experience. We operate not just in the Sawtooth Range, but also throughout central and southern Idaho. We operate at the City of Rocks, which is a world-class cragging area, and we also operate in the Lost River Range, which includes Mount Borah. That's Idaho's highest peak. And increasingly, Borah has become a really popular objective for us, and we're up there dozens of times throughout the summer. It's really about adventure, and that can be rock climbing, it could be alpine climbing. For some folks, it's going on a hike and getting off trail and exploring a part of the mountains that they haven't seen before, or just getting out in the mountains for the first time. But we've got some of the most wild landscape in the lower 48, and it's our job to get out there and show you these special places.